ahead and take some questions when he's finished. Coach?
We got a big bounce back game at Mississippi State tomorrow. We got to play better. Obviously, we didn't play as well as we needed to at Arkansas. Arkansas did a great job being ready to play. Struggled a little bit here on the road, losing 3 out of our last 4 road games. So, got to get our guys refocused. Got to play better on the road. Got to play better. Period. Obviously, we've got to do a better job guarding without fouling. Got to take care of the ball a little bit better, and I just think our overall focus has to be better. So, the Mississippi State game, they've got 2 really good guards, and Stewart and Molinar that we're going to have to guard well. We're going to have to keep them off the glass. And they're a tough physical team, and I thought we got out-toughed at Arkansas, so we're going to have to bring some toughness to the game tomorrow against Mississippi State.
All right, thank you. We'll go ahead and start questions with Cecil Hurt.
You mentioned their guards, but they also can be really long around the basket. Really, you had, I guess, double digits in shots blocked by Arkansas, and State can do the same thing. How do you attack the rim against a team like that?
Well, they do have. I mean, they're essentially starting 2 centers and a power forward, so they've got a lot of rim protection. I think you got to, hopefully with Bruner making some shots, you can pull one of those bigs away from the rim, make him play Bruner a little more honest, and I don't know how exactly they'll match up, but whoever they decide to put, I'm guessing Ado will be on Bruner. Whoever they decide to put Tolu Smith on should be a perimeter shooter that we can hopefully pull away from the rim and just get the shot blocking away from the rim with the way we play, with how we spread the floor. So, if we're able to get the shot blockers out, then we make the right reads. Those guys that if they're still trying to come block shots, somebody should be getting an open 3. So, I felt like at Arkansas we should have sprayed a few of those block shots out. 11 block shots against us is not good. We ended up getting more at the rim attempts. I think we shot 25 at the rims, and Arkansas only shot 21. So they would pull up a little bit more. We'd go to the rim. Sometimes when we go to the rim, we need to look to see who else is open. So, but I do think with Mississippi State, we're going to have to make a conscious effort to pull the shot blocking away from the rim and not take shots on those guys.
Next up, Mike Rodak.
Yeah, Nate, you mentioned off the top some of the struggles recently on the road, and just between that and the neutral site games earlier on in the year, have you been able to diagnose the problem there? Obviously, crowds aren't really as big of an issue this year, and does that make any problem for you looking forward to Nashville or to Indy and playing on the road in those games?
Yeah, I don't have an answer to it, to be honest with you. It's not like there's one thing we're doing particularly bad on the road. I think it's more just a focus, concentration, being ready to go. Like you said, the crowds aren't as big, but shoot, Arkansas, they were at that place. It's as good of an environment during COVID as I've seen. I mean, they had more people in that arena than anywhere else I've seen all year. They had them on the front row. They had the music going. They had a DJ going. Like, that was great. That was big time. It's great. I can't wait till every game's back like that. So, they had a good home crowd environment. Not sure how Mississippi State's will be. Not sure how Georgia's will be. Obviously the SEC tournament, the NCAA tournament will be limited fans. It's more neutral. But our guys, I don't know. We got to do a better job when we're staying in a hotel room, getting locked in. Maybe it's not shooting in their own gym they're used to shooting in. I don't know what it is per se, but we got to figure it out.
Steve Moulton.
Coach, if I could ask about the cleanup from Arkansas, what did you see on the tape? Was it what you thought in the post game? And really, what's the message to the kids about not turning 1 loss into 2 losses?
I didn't think we were as focused and locked in on the defensive end as we've shown we've been in the past. We had our struggles on offense, but a lot of times your offense feeds off your defense. When you're getting stops and you're pushing the ball up, you're running off stops, steals, running off defensive rebounds. It's a lot easier to get out in transition than it is taking the ball out of the net. Or when they're shooting free throws, every time down the floor, it seemed like for large stretches, it's really hard to get any kind of flow in our flow game on offense. When they're at the free throw line, their defense is getting set. So I personally thought our guys had a lot of defensive mistakes. I mean, we just had guys that have been typically good defenders on the year not playing their best defense, and we had too many of them all combined in one game. And then obviously you had some foul trouble. Then, the rotations are a little bit different and all that. So, I mean, it wasn't a whole lot different than what I saw live when I watched it on film. It may have been worse than even what I thought it was live because we just didn't play very well.
Okay, we got time for a couple more questions. We'll go back to Steve Moulton first.
Coach, on the subject of flow that you just mentioned right there, that other factor of referees, I don't want to get you in trouble here, of just how do you deal with if the referees are calling a tighter game than normal, of just get the message to your guys on how to handle that situation moving forward?
We showed our guys that we did a cleanup. The last thing we showed them was about 15 to 20 clips of their reaction to calls, which I thought was not good. We talk about controlling what you can control. You cannot control what calls the referee makes, whether they're good, bad, whatever. And some of our reactions to the calls were bad reactions on solid calls. We foul them, and we react as if we didn't foul. We foul a three-point shooter, and it was definitely a foul, and we throw our arms up and act like there was no, you fouled him. It was a dumb play. It's the most inefficient play in basketball, fouling a three-point shooter. We did it multiple times, and then we react as if it's the referee's fault. No, it's not the referee's fault when you run into a guy shooting a three. So I told him, I literally don't want any more reactions to calls, period. And we've had too much of it lately, whether it's practice, games, I don't care. I told him I'm going to screw calls up on purpose in practice just to see if you can move on to the next play with zero reaction. So, I think that's about the only thing we talked about with them. People make the point going to the calls and all that stuff that we shoot more threes than opponents, which is true in most games. The thing in this game is we shot more at the rim twos than they did. They shot 21 at the rims. We shot 25. So we're still getting to the line, giving ourselves chances to get fouled. We've got to do a better job of not shying away from contact when we do take those 25 at the rims. And they were 14 of 21, and I think we were 11 of 25. We shoot 44%. They shoot 67%. We got to finish at the rim or get fouled. Or you should be spraying the ball out instead of getting blocked 11 times. So, there's a lot of stuff that we could control that we didn't do a very good job controlling, and our reaction to the officials' calls was one of them, and we got to do a lot better job of it moving forward in every game the rest of the year.
Okay, we got two more questions left in the queue, so we'll finish with these two. First, back to Cecil Hurt with a follow-up.
Coach, the schedule finally, I guess, got finalized with the 18th game that added a road game to Georgia, which balances your road schedule out 9-9. Any thoughts on that particular game, or are you just worried about this Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we like to play games. When they told us they were going to get everybody an additional game, made sense, that we'd go on the road. We lost the road game at A&M. A&M lost a ton of games, so I was pretty sure they weren't going to schedule us against them. Maybe they're playing Arkansas, I think. I didn't even look at the rest of the schedule very much, but I think somebody told me that. So they basically told us that, you weren't going to play anybody three times, and you weren't going to go back and play anybody that you'd already played on the road. So we weren't going to go back to Tennessee. So we knew we were getting a road game. So I think there was a couple options, and Georgia turned out to be the one of them. When that game comes, we'll tackle it. I'm sure they'll be a lot more ready for us than they were the last time. Offensively, we had a great game against them last time. Defensively, I thought we weren't very good at all, so we'll try to get our defense shored up when we play that. We did talk to our team today, though. I met with the seniors before I met with everybody this morning, and we kind of talked about just not looking at anything outside of one game in front of us. Like literally, we're going to try to go 1-0 for however many times we have left to go 1-0 at the rest of the year. You know, it could be anywhere from 5. You know, we're got 3 regular season games left. We got 1 SEC tournament game guaranteed. We got 1 NCAA tournament game guaranteed. We've got 5 games guaranteed up to possibly 12. So anywhere from 5 to 12 times, let's just go 1-0. Let's not even think about who the next opponent is. Let's not think about any NCAA seeding. Let's not think about how do you know, I thought there was a lot of talk about winning the SEC championship at Arkansas, which honestly took away from what do we have to do to win the game. If you win the game, all the other stuff takes care of itself. So we talked way too much about stuff that had nothing to do with going 1-0 and winning the game. The rest of the year, we're going 1-0, and then after that one's done, then we'll go 1-0 again, and then after that one's done, we'll just repeat. So that's kind of the thought process moving forward. So we won't think about the Georgia one until after. Who do we have? We've got that's right, Auburn. Sorry, we got road game Mississippi State, home game Auburn. We won't think about Georgia till after we're done with that home game against Auburn.
All right, last question, Mike Rodak.
Yeah, you just got into it there as far as the SEC title. There seemed to be a lot of buildup and hype going into that last game. Do you want to repeat that this week or today, really?
No, none.
Right.
All we're doing is just worry about winning the Mississippi State game, and then they can let us know when we won the title. And after we win the title, I'll congratulate them, and then we've got to figure out how to beat the next opponent.
All right, thank you, Coach.